Hello. Hello, welcome along to the second of my video casts where I'm going to talk a little bit about my new album that I released a couple of weeks ago. And I'm doing this track by track, so you might want to check out part one, which is up on YouTube already. This is part two, and I suspect, between you and me, don't tell anyone, there will be a part three. And then we're going to take the series somewhere different after that and start talking in more general terms about some of the issues of any singer-songwriter, some of the things that I've discovered, and talk about, how do you make inroads in the music business today, when you've got all the gear. As I've often said to people, anyone can make some music, record it, produce it, and probably get it out there. But the challenge is, how do you get anyone to listen to it? Because, of course, you're out there competing with millions and millions of others. The more accessible it is, the easier it is to create the music, the more competitors you're going to have of other people doing exactly the same thing. So let's talk a little bit about this album. I've already covered, as I say, tracks 1 to 4. I've been releasing over the last year, up until recently, it was a track every month to keep the interest going, to keep the momentum, such as it was, moving along. And so we're going to start today with track 5, which is a song called Make It Happen. So what can I tell you about Make It Happen? Well, first of all, it basically was born out of a sample of music, and one of the ways I think singer-songwriters can find inspiration, because it's not easy to find inspiration every day. You don't just sit down and suddenly think, let me have a bit of inspiration, where is it? But one of the things you can do is, instead of just starting a song in the usual way, instead of sort of getting your normal sound, whatever it is, might be a keyboard sound, you might play it on the guitar. Sometimes it's quite useful just to kind of listen to samples, listen to bits, listen to fragments of music. There are loads of ways these days of getting hold of samples of music. And somehow I fell across a sample of a saxophone playing a phrase. One saxophone playing one simple phrase, and it kicked off the whole song. And let me play that to you right now. There you go. It's quite quick. And then I guess the other thing to say about this song, two things. One is, it's quite a difficult song to sing. I don't quite know why I felt it necessary to have such kind of big leaps from low notes to high notes, but there it is. And once you've done it, you can't change it and think, let me just change this to make it much, much easier. I mean, the song is what it is, and so that's it. It's just a tricky one to sing. You can't really come at this completely cold. Second thing to say is we go back here again, I think, to the unreliable, or in this case, I think untrustworthy storyteller. And by that, I mean, this is a song about lost love, I guess. It is a song written in regret of, a love that has been and not really worked out, okay? I have to say, on the album 12 Colours, this is probably the only song that, contemplates love in any form or another, in any serious way. So that's a bit weird. But anyway, here it is, and it's a sad one. So the person singing, the protagonist, is saying, next time when you come back, when I've proved to you that that you really do want to come back to me, I'll be better. And I'm thinking, there's no evidence for that. Why? What would make you better? Just because you say, you're going to be good next time round. And so I'm thinking, this is a person who is probably, a serial loser at love, because they probably behave quite badly and, kind of get what they deserve. So while I'm singing it even, I'm thinking, don't think so. And the other thing is, this is a person who suggests, I think, in the chorus, that if you put your mind to it, if you really want something, you can have it. You can have whatever you want. I think that's quite a popular idea at the moment. Is you really want it, you can have it. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, you might be able to have a bit of it, but it doesn't just work like that, does it? If you can't just be what you want to be or have what you want to have because you want it a lot. So I kind of disagree with the person singing this, which is actually me. But so again, it's just one of those examples where I think there's a song that's kind of, in a fun way, is kind of riddled with contradictions. I don't believe this person, but I do really like the song. So this is song 5 on the album, Make It Happen.
If you go now, I doubt you'll remember me for long. You will just move on like anybody would. But I will remember you long after you go. I know I did everything wrong, but next time I'll be good. I'll be good. Gonna live you better than before. Gonna make you wanna turn around and come back for more. 'Cause if you want something strong enough, all you gotta do is close your eyes and picture it for no more life. And you can make it happen. That's right. You can make it happen. You can make it happen. And maybe I could be the man I always wanted to be. You can make it happen. You will understand. You will see.
Okay, should we move on? Let's have a think about song 6. Song 6 is Who'll Be There. Now this one sort of became a bit of a COVID song, and there are a couple of them. Most obviously the very last track, we'll come to that a little bit later, or probably on a different video cast. This one, Who'll Be There, actually was written with the intention of making some comments about Brexit. In fact, it was much more a Brexity leaving Europe song, and commenting, I think, if we're really getting into it, we're commenting here about kind of, fragmentation of society, people being antagonized and alienated from each other. And, I make the comment about lots of people living alone, and, it's a bit of a bleak song about where society seems to be kind of heading. And it's, and as you can probably tell, it is set on a train going into town in the morning to go to work. So it's kind of, with a bit of commuter kind of imagery thrown in. And I also ought to say, maybe I should thank Trudeau from Canada, the leader of Canada, the Prime Minister. I think it's his quote that I'm using in my final verse, where I say, change has never been this fast and will never be this slow again. Kind of clever. I'll hand it to him. Anyway, so I've stolen that, popped it in the song. And this, I guess, is a bleak song. And the other thing that I think was important in the making of the track was trying to, instead of using the, traditional kind of drum loops or beats or any of those things, was just to make was to create the rhythm that would give the impression of a moving train from noises, from effects, from just effects put into a rhythmic order, and quite a few of them. So you've got that kind of feeling of rhythm and of movement. That's quite a fun thing to do. That's not difficult, and something I'm sure I'll come back to another time on another song. So this one, with its very bleak video, I think obviously in a very bleak mood. I think we just started lockdown here. This song is called Who'll Be There.
Looking up, I watch back gardens rushing past. Think about all those people living here alone. You know I noticed when every everything's so fast. We gotta check the where alive, but post yourself is on the phone. I'm muted, now the 803. Starting only every now and then. They say the pace of change has never been this fast, and will never be this slow again. Who'll be there? So when we're calling, who'll be there? Stalking on the line. Who'll be there to catch us when we're falling? Sure, so gone far. Who'll be there to answer when we're calling? Who'll be there to keep us talking on the line? Who'll be there to catch us when we're falling? Reassure us everything's gonna be just fine.
Thank you. Let's move on then to the track number 7. Track number 7, Friendly Fire. What can I tell you about Friendly Fire? Well, the important thing about this song is that actually I first wrote this probably 15, 18 years ago, early part of the 2000s, certainly. And I have probably tried to record it on a few different occasions in different ways, in different circumstances, and with different melodies. So I've gone all round the houses with this. I've always liked the words. I've got stuck a few times with the melody. And this is quite an interesting point, I guess, just to stop off and look at this, because quite often people say to me, what do you write first? Is it the music or the words? In a perfect world, you want the music and the words to all happen simultaneously. And I think possibly, the songs that I like the most of mine are the ones where it's all happened at the same time. There's been, it just all fits. So your words and your rhythm of the words and the music is all coming together at the same time. That's great. Doesn't always work like that. Okay, so sometimes you like what you've got with the melody and the words aren't working, and sometimes it's the other way around, of course. So in this situation, ended up with a bunch of words that I kept coming back to and trying to work out what to do with. Melody kind of going all over the place, or just nearly right but not quite. And so sometimes you just can, sometimes you can't ever get over it. You just end up with some words that just will never get used for anything because you just can't work out. And I sometimes think it's harder to find a new melody for a bunch of words that you've had sitting around for a while, than it is to start a whole new song. Because every time you come to those words, you've got some old melodies still in your head that you probably can't get rid of, or you're still struggling to work out why doesn't it work when I do this and so going back to the scene of the crime, I think, is difficult. You end up, as I say, if you want to take the easy option, you just throw it away and you start a brand new song, and you never look at them, never think about it ever again. Only a few times have I gone back to words, written a song, and thought, that actually is the best it's going to be, and it's better than it was before, and I'm happy with it. Now this is a rare case where I thought, hooray, at last I've found a way to get this across. What else can I say about the song? I like the production of this, if I say so myself. It was one of those ones that just for some reason came out a bit cleaner than some others, and I'm using a sample of a female singer. One of my friends said to me, who's that you're singing with? And I said, oh, it's female sample lady. Anyway, whoever female sample lady is, thank you. is good. Let me play you a little bit with female sample lady on.
Now, now. Oh, yeah. Now, now. In a world that's always changing. Oh, yeah. Turning round and rearranging. Now, now. We need a shoulder we can cry on. Oh, yeah. Someone to hold on, to rely on. Now, now. Maybe I'm naive. I didn't think you would ever leave. You flattered to deceive, and then you're gone. When my life began to crack, and then the train came off the track, I didn't think you would turn your back. I was wrong. I've been shut down. A friendly fire. I'm blown away. This hour. With friends like these, these enemies. I've been shut down by friendly fire.
The other thing I said about this is in the arrangement. I always wonder whether people listen to the whole song through right to the end, because my favourite part of the arrangement, this is a real personal thing, incredibly subjective, and I apologise in advance straight away for this. I like the very last run through of the chorus. Why do I like it? Because it's got this big strings and orchestra stuff that comes in for the kind of almost for the first time, or you really hear it there on the very last run through of the chorus, and it's a nice way to finish. It reminds me, I think I got the idea of this off. This is a bit obscure, but there's a track by Madonna, not normally somebody I necessarily would follow, from the album Music, and I think the song is Don't Tell Me, which was released as a single, and she's got exactly the same thing where you go through, the track's a good track, I like, it's a good song, you get right through to the very end and suddenly there's this big flourish of the strings that kind of plays out the song, and it's the best bit of the song. I think for me this probably does the same thing. Okay, let's move along. The last song we'll think about today is the 8th track on this album, and this one is called Smart Speakers. Smart Speakers. This is a song of exceptionally deep paranoia. I don't normally write fantastically paranoid songs, but this is one of them. So this is essentially, you probably don't need me to tell you this, it's a story of somebody's smart speaker or speakers. I'm calling it Alexa in this case, I don't know why, it just came to me. So somebody has got Alexa at home. Alexa is listening and is basically informing the authorities about everything that you're doing. Now, some people would say that's ridiculous and far-fetched. Some people would say that's why I've never bought a smart speaker. I'm not saying either is necessarily correct, but I just thought that's an interesting kind of route to explore. And all I'm doing here, I think, is just exaggerating a little bit from kind of the worries that people have to push it a little bit, just to make it more interesting as a songwriting subject. So here we go. Somebody who is really enjoying having their smart speaker at home and loves the way it gives them information and even starts a conversation. That's a bit worrying. And doesn't realise that they're also checking through every bit of data they can find on you and letting the authorities know until one day there is a knock at the door and it's the police. There you go. So that's smart speakers. And also then I think what is quite fun on this is that I've tried to give it a bit of a, a hard dance beat, which is just a juxtaposition. It's unlikely. You'd think, well, that's not, that, why would you, that's not it's not a disco track, is it, about paranoia in your smart speaker? But I do quite like putting an unlikely subject matter with an unlikely kind of melody or rhythm, just for the hell of it, and see how that works. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think it's quite interesting. It's up to you to tell me whether you think it works or not. Anyway, it's a smart speaker, the 8th track from 12 Colours, and it goes a bit like this.
Smart speakers keeping tabs on you. Smart speakers watching everything you do. You love the way they give you information, and you laugh when they start a conversation. You hear them when you go to bed much later. They are crunching all your personal data. They're talking to your bank and to your car. They're checking through your laptop and even your refrigerator. All those tiny, sparkling, shiny fairy lights of data, volume and velocity, these terabytes of data. You don't even think about it till somebody wants to trace the precise coordinates of your beautiful face. Oh, Alexa, how you played me. Oh, Alexa, you betrayed me.
So I think that's all for now. Thank you very much indeed for watching all the way through. You're a love. Why don't you subscribe? That'd be great. Or press the thumbs up. I've made sure that, as I've done before, I leave all the kind of the references in the notes below, so you could go and actually have a listen to the album, go and watch the videos, because there was a video for every single track. And I'll see you next time very soon, and I'll just finish off the story of 12 Colours with tracks 9 to 12. Thank you. Stay well. Bye bye.